Hi there, and welcome back to an all new and improved forecast. I have to say, I've been overwhelmed by the feedback, especially a message that's going to change the way we do things around here. I think everybody gets the reason why I've structured this season the way I have. But doubling down on my values means people, their ideas, and their opinions come first. From here on out, I'm going to flip the script. Jazz, the AI, is going to have a new position in the podcast, so I can talk to you, the community, first. I see now I'm asking a lot from everyone to listen to Jazz from the start. So let me go first. Tell me what you think about the new format. Here it is. This episode is about an article where the Goldman Sachs CEO, David Solomon, shares his views on remote work. He's not a fan of working from home. In fact, he calls it an aberration. Mr. Solomon is very clear on his stance, so let me be clear on mine. The article mentions one study where just over 50% of people questioned said they would prefer to work from home or work remotely. I've seen many studies conducted, not just ones in the US, but also in Europe, a continent that has many different work cultures. I've also seen studies focusing more on Asia and Africa. The vast majority of people are positive about the new way of work. You see, the old way just wasn't working. Stress in the workplace, more sick days and sabbaticals, as well as falling productivity levels. These are all the symptoms of the old way of work. Many people have said if it wasn't for the pandemic, something else would have come along and changed our work environments. Speaking of change, here's Jazz, the AI, who's here to talk you through the article I've been referring to. Enjoy, and I'll be back afterwards.
Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon became the latest executive to voice his dislike for remote working, saying Wednesday that he would like to see employees return to the office quickly and joining other executives bucking the trend of long-term work from home arrangements after the coronavirus pandemic ends. David M. Solomon, Goldman Sachs chairman and CEO, during the 2019 Milken Institute Global Plus conference. "This is not ideal for us, and it's not a new normal," Solomon said during a Credit Suisse conference Wednesday, according to Bloomberg. "It's an aberration that we are going to correct as quickly as possible," adding the troubled vaccine rollout in the U.S. has gone slower than some of us had hoped. Solomon isn't alone in preparing for an imminent return to the office. Last week, Barclays CEO Jes Staley said he anticipates his staff of 80,000 returning to the office at some point this year. "I think it will be good to get people working in the same location again," he told journalists Thursday, according to Bloomberg. Cisco CEO Chuck Robbins said earlier this month employees are looking forward to coming back into the office after more than a year of working remotely. "I think we sort of moved into that phase where people actually struggle mentally. They're not enjoying it," Robbins said, according to CNBC. J.P. Morgan Chase & Co. CEO Jamie Dimon told analysts in September that work from home had caused productivity to fall, particularly on Mondays and Fridays, according to Bloomberg, and reportedly told the firm's top employees they'll be required to return to the office in September 2021. LVMH instructed employees in the U.S. Tiffany & Co. corporate office to return for in-person work 2 days a week starting in March, according to the Wall Street Journal. Tangent. The J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs bosses also noted remote work robbed young employees of valuable learning opportunities, especially those just beginning their Wall Street careers. "I am very focused on the fact that I don't want another class of young people arriving at Goldman Sachs in the summer remotely," Solomon said Wednesday. Key background. A number of notable tech companies have said their employees will be allowed to continue working remotely even once it's safe to return to the office, including Twitter and Slack. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said in May he anticipates half of Facebook employees will be able to work from home permanently by the end of the decade. Pew Research Center study findings from December suggest 54% of adult American workers whose jobs can be performed from home said they would prefer to work remotely even after the coronavirus outbreak ends.
Hey, me again. So is it time traditional business became more inclusive? I have over 15 years experience working in a range of environments. I've worked in hospitality, led retail teams, had over 6 years experience in HR, and for the last 8 years or so, I've been building inclusive and high performance environments on a platform of empathy and trust. Because of that, I get many emails, some from leaders telling me that they want to change the culture of their workplace. They see the business case and the ethical upside to being more flexible, but they can't. And there are many reasons why, some political, and others straight up fear of change and the unknown. Let me underline my thoughts based on my experiences, skills, and data. Location independence can offer a lot for parents, pet owners, people with disabilities, and others. Being more open to change has proven to make the workplace a more positive and robust place. If we want resilience, don't we have to build structures and strategies that can hold up during times of stress? Mental health and wellness have been overlooked for far too long. Loads of people miss their office chair, the water cooler, their colleagues, and the IT department or cleaners. But how many of us miss the commute and the things that you hated just a year ago? What's happening here is a bit of the devil you know. Changing the way we work requires new skills, new ways of thinking, and new people to usher in those amendments. Okay, so I'm burning bridges, being so adamant that Mr. Solomon is wrong. But hey, I've never been afraid to speak up before. Why start now? Not all work must be remote, but definitely all of those people who were 100% sure we couldn't do this as a society were wrong. The working world has continued to turn. Maybe you can't control your staff remotely, or perhaps your business has spent millions on a new campus fit out. I've spoken to people who want to go back to their cubicle just so they can escape their crying babies at home. This isn't about forcing people to go home or to stay in the office. This is about recognizing our blind spots. The world can't unlearn the benefits of a healthy culture and growth mindset. That's enough from me. I'd like to hear your take on this and anything related. Reach out to me on LinkedIn and keep this topic alive. This was The Forecast. I've been Alex Ahom. Thank you, and see you next time.
Yeah.